and we're back in a different fashion right now because, you know, we were having a good time before, right? Right, Johnny?
Yeah. Yeah.
How are
missing Juan though.
Yeah, missing Juan. You know, it turned out that he didn't have his papers, and it was a little inconvenient because we try to run a clean business around here. I try to run a clean business. I'm just a very pragmatic sort of guy.
You're running for a re-election, for God's
I mean,
sake.
I'm re-electing myself as singer slash songwriter slash meal provider for the band. No, I literally cook for everybody. McDonald's really. You know, Juan didn't have his papers, and that became an issue for us. But, you know, that doesn't mean that we can jam because we got a great addition to the team. We got Zach with us today. And Zach! How are you feeling tonight, baby?
I'm feeling pretty good, Jose. Feeling pretty good.
Bert.
Bert. His name's Bert.
You know, but he thought that I was Juan, and then he makes it. It's okay, he's from Norwegian. Norwegian Cruises, actually. We got him on borrow because he's here for the weekend, actually, because he's on layover in Jamaica.
Going back to the Caribbean next week.
Yeah, that's definitely where you're from.
You know, Norwegian Cruises goes to the Caribbean.
But enough about Norwegian Cruises over here. Let's get to work here, Johnny.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
All right.
And a 5, and a 6, and a 5, 6, 7. That little ditty right there, I remember when I wrote it. I was literally, I'm in the middle of the highway, and I'm driving down, and it feels kind of quiet in here, Johnny. Give me a little something in here. And
find my balls.
That's very important because, you know, here's the thing. If you're trying to go out there and live a life and you ain't got no balls, then you know what I say? Good luck trying to have a baby. No, but I'm serious. It's biologically impossible for you to have a child without human male testicles. I didn't write this. I didn't write this. I read it in school. Einstein wrote this, and I read and I inform. Well, enough about NASA. You know, when we went to the moon in the 1980s, we said to ourselves, we're gonna go to the moon in 10 years. And you know how long it took us to get there?
How long?
5 weeks. Because we just, it was just, they thought it would be longer because the moon, actually it was a problem because the moon seems so close to us. But the reality is that the moon is actually quite further, right? It seems to me like a what, 45-minute drive to the moon. To me, from
without traffic.
Without traffic. I mean, and that's without traffic.
Rush hour is a different story.
Peak hours. I'm talking about 1:15 to 3:25, and then equally as bad, if not even more, 5:45 to 6:15. Do not be out on the road around that time. But anyways, I'm standing. I'm literally in Russia, and I'm in a science expedition for my astronomy class. And I'm looking at the moon, I'm thinking a quick 45-minute drive, maybe a quick stop by Sonny's, have a Sunday, at most. But the reality is, you know how long it takes to go to the moon? Nobody knows. Because in fact, the people that go up there, they don't really know how long it takes them to do anything. Because they are literally floating on space. Can you believe that? That people float, it's crazy. What the sense of Earth can give to you, and you think about that during things like the Treaty of Paris, when Marie Antoinette was staring at Batman, and they were literally looking at each other, and they said to each other, "Can we make a deal?" And Batman said, "No." Game over. But enough about the news. How are you feeling tonight, Johnny?
Feeling a little constipated tonight.
Feeling a little constipated?
Little yeah. Had some Taco Bell earlier.
Taco Bell?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing about Taco Bell. I feel like the economy is on Taco Bell right now. It's been on Taco Bell the past 3 years.
Some way of putting it.
I'm guessing, the economy had went out for a nice drink. Think about it. You're the U.S. economy, you're driving down the road, and then you see a beautiful, gorgeous woman to the side of the road, and you ask her, "Hey, you want to go out for dinner?" And what do you take her? Taco Bell. That's a real shame. That's the problem, I think, in my own perspective of things, of how the world is really changing, because a generation of men are taking women to Taco Bell. Is it just me, or do things just get serious? Enough. So they're in Indonesia, and they're driving to a motel to get the Taco Bell, and and they get constipated. So the U.S. economy is constipated. So then what happens? Bailouts, bailouts. You know what I want to bail out of? My pop. My prostate problem. Most important. I have a sucker down there that is literally sucking the water out of me. That's why I gotta drink it every day. 9 gallons of water. Hey, not by choice. I got the prescription. Well, enough about my bladder problems. Back to what we're really here for. A little something. We got a situation right now. It's a heavy one, because I was, the thing is that the dealer the other day with the pot. He comes to me, and he doesn't even remember the fact that he left the pot. But enough about the Korean War. I can't find the goddamn thing, brother. I really wish I could. I can't. You're gonna have to Jimmy Page it. Can you Jimmy Page it?
We'll try.
Do you have a quarter or something, or do you have your period? Is that what the problem is? Oh, look at that. Where were we?
Take care of it, Bert.
Yeah. Thank you, Johnny. Johnny is I went to my weekly AA meeting, and I found Johnny, and Johnny inspired me to write a song that embodies what the ideal is of human perseverance and, personal drive. I've never, have a liver problem that it doesn't allow me to drink. And when I went to AA, I said to myself, Johnny, would you like to be good? And then I said, I can't do that because that would be a copyright infringement. So we're not going to do that tonight, although we rehearsed it though. It came out pretty good though, right?
Yeah,
Pretty good.
all right.
Yours okay? All right, Johnny, ladies and gentlemen. And he said, hey, you gonna walk up in here and start a fight? You're gonna come up in here and start a fight? I don't think so. Hello! Music flying everywhere. Myself, and I felt that it was time to 3, 2, 1. Give me a little ring. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, we gotta go, we gotta. Alright. Oh man, that felt real good there. I feel like just having you guys here, I feel like just the prettiest girl in the ball right now, and I just cannot help but thank you, gentlemen, for just making this an amazing night for all of us. You know, we're just really having a good old time over here, aren't we? I mean, yeah, it's 3 guys, but I mean, we could be 4. Thank you, Johnny, for that. I needed that recovery. You know, I've had a few drinks tonight, but I'm not driving because, you know, when I drove here, I remember that as I got up, I gotta call a taxi to get back home. In fact, Johnny, can you give me a ride home later? We'll take that as a maybe, ladies and gentlemen, tending towards a no, but I'm working on you. By the end of the show, $45.50. I convinced that he takes me home.
$10?
$10. You got it? $10. I can feel that. We'll take those $10 out of there already because I know that. I mean, I mean, it's just maybe me, but I feel like, I don't know. I feel, do you remember that scene in that movie where that girl with her head half cut off because of a bus accident won prom queen? Well, I feel like the bus driver in that, but I'm the one giving her the crown, and I am also that girl, but I'm saving her, and I am Jesus. I really, you know, when I don't like to get religious because, you know, people get political about it. And, you know, Jesus, is he a Republican? Is he, you know, from Florida? I'm not even Jewish, you know. And I just really think that, you know, I was such a nice, you know, I couldn't agree with it more because, you know, I've actually met Satan.
Really?
Yeah, I've actually met Satan.
Where did you meet him?
Sounds like an interesting story.
Well, let's get back to it. I'm walking down the street the other day, and literally I'm puffing a cigarette. And I happened to notice that this hysterical, quick son of a bitch comes at me, and he's smoking a cigarette too, and he flicks the cigarette at me, and I turn around and I say, "Hey, did you just flick a cigarette at me?" And he goes, "Hey." Yes, I did. The amount of rage that grew over me was, I mean, it was monumental. It was, I mean, if you could imagine a woman having birth, but at the same time losing her virginity, getting pregnant, and then paying for bills. I mean, am I crazy? I mean, I feel like there's always people, you know? But and so anyways, I'm standing and I'm meeting Satan, and he flicked a cigarette at me, and then he didn't know. Apparently, he did not know that he flicked it at me. And I stopped and I said, "Mr. Satan, enough is enough." And he turns around and says, "Hey, come on over." You know, I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't know where really I was going in terms of like the address or if it was around the house or anything. But what I did notice that when I got there, Satan just was just the nicest, most scary, he's just the nicest guy you can think of. I mean, I'm sitting there, he's got, we're watching Gilmore Girls because he's got the whole, what is it, all 6, 7, how many seasons does Gilmore Girls have, Johnny?
I think about 7.
7 seasons, right? If I'm not mistaken. I'll IMDb it later. So, I mean, we're watching Gilmore Girls, Satan and I, and, you know, and we do the whole popcorn thing, and I have, you know, the little Nestle Crunches, and we actually order pizza, which is delicious, because, you know, he actually killed the delivery guy, and then we didn't pay tip, which was, I mean, just a doozy in this economy, which is what we were talking about earlier. But anyway, back to the story. I don't want to say her. The point is that, you know, I'm staring at her, and I'm staring at Satan, and he is just the nicest, sweetest guy that you could ever think of. I mean, he donates. He is a member of the ASPCA. Did you know that the ASPCA doesn't take other kinds of people, but they'll take Satan? Blew my fucking mind. I sort of got. Anyhow, I mean, I'm standing with Satan, and he's just such a nice stand-up guy. I mean, and then I don't understand how people can just misjudge this man, the character of this amazing person. Blew my fucking mind. Anyhow, I wrote a song about it. It's called "Satan, Won't You Leave Me?"
5,
6, 7, 8. Take, oh. You know, I was told by immigration that you weren't allowed back here. I mean, you can come in, but just did you bring any action or did you bring friends?
I brought Jesus Christ. Once again.
You know, that's really special because we were just singing about a song about his cousin Satan, who is also his nemesis if you read the comic books. So I mean, you really find out because you know Joseph. He actually is in the first two volumes of it. I mean, it's a real dude. I mean, we got technical problems. Are we, I mean, just a real. Okay, that's why Thank you. That's why. I mean, but you know, you're not getting paid for this. I mean, because technically, we're not even allowed to see you. That's what. Hey, it's just read. That's what the judge said. He said that you weren't allowed back here. But can you make sure that it's charging at the same time, or is that just a doozy right there? I mean, you really just budge in there and make sure. No, that doesn't. I mean,
That's
I just
what
really.
you're trying to, right?
It is not. That's not. Get out of there.
It was off.
If you got to do it, no, that doesn't matter.